Lil Jeff, whose real name was Jeffrey Harris, was a name that commanded fear and respect in the world of drill rap, particularly within the Chicago scene. Known for his tough image, violent lyrics, and affiliation with the notorious Bloodhound Street gang, Lil Jeff's rise to fame was as tumultuous as it was rapid. He became a larger-than-life figure in the drill rap world, not just for his musical talent, but for his association with a violent lifestyle that he constantly glorified in his tracks. His reputation as an untouchable force in the rap industry grew so strong that many considered him a demigod in the drill world, a figure who could do no wrong and was feared by his enemies. However, Lil Jeff's life was tragically cut short on June 8, 2024, after being involved in a violent altercation with members of a rival gang, Trap City. He was shot multiple times in what turned out to be a brutal and highly publicized assassination. Despite his violent and controversial past, his death shook the streets of Chicago, leaving fans, foes, and onlookers alike questioning the implications of his untimely demise. In the aftermath of his death, the streets of Chicago have remained volatile, with gang violence continuing to flare between factions. However, Lil Jeff's death has recently been called into question as a series of posthumous videos have emerged, leading to rumors that he may still be alive. The first of these videos that sparked the rumors appeared on social media more than 6 months after Lil Jeff's death. In it, Lil Jeff can be seen rapping alongside fellow Bloodhound rapper Q50 in a music video for a track called BH4L. The visuals are haunting. Both Lil Jeff and Q50 are dressed in all-black outfits, throwing up gang signs, and surrounded by other gang members while displaying an array of weapons. The content of the song aligns with Lil Jeff's notorious gangster persona, full of references to his violent lifestyle, bragging about hits across state lines, and glorifying his ruthless reputation. However, the release of this video, seemingly a continuation of his life and career, has prompted many to wonder if there's more to the story. Lil Jeff's death was widely reported, and there was no shortage of people who believed it to be the end of the violent rapper's reign. His death followed a deadly cycle of gang violence that had plagued the Chicago streets for years, but the appearance of this video stirred up new speculations. Some fans and conspiracy theorists have raised the possibility that Lil Jeff faked his death, using the footage as a way to keep his enemies on edge. Could his passing have been a strategically planned move to create an air of mystery, with Lil Jeff still operating from the shadows? Or was this video simply an old project that had been in the works before his death, one that was completed and released after the fact? The intrigue surrounding the posthumous video didn't end there. Another clip surfaced showing Lil Jeff in a recording studio, energetically rapping to his song Through the Ceiling. The video was shot with the same intensity and flair that fans had come to expect from the rapper, with Lil Jeff appearing more alive than ever, full of the same charisma and confidence that characterized his performances. This video, unlike others that showed him in more controlled, staged settings, had a rawness and authenticity to it that made fans question whether the footage was filmed before his death or if it had somehow been created after his passing. For many, it was hard to reconcile the vibrant, lively person on screen with the man they believed to be gone. As these videos continued to surface, speculation intensified. Some fans took to social media platforms like Reddit, discussing the bizarre frequency of posthumous content featuring Lil Jeff. One Reddit user made a comment that caught attention: "Lil Jeff got the most posthumous videos I've ever seen." This observation sparked a flurry of discussion, with fans speculating on why so many videos of Lil Jeff were being released after his death. Some jokingly suggested that Lil Jeff must have found an app that brought him back to life, while others pointed out that he had recorded a significant amount of music in a short period of time. It was well known that Lil Jeff had been prolific in his music production, and his collaborations with other artists had yielded an extensive catalog of unreleased tracks. Fans began to wonder whether these videos were merely the result of his prolific work ethic, or if there was a deeper, more mysterious reason for their sudden re-emergence. Adding fuel to the fire was the rapper's reputation for keeping his business dealings shrouded in secrecy. Lil Jeff was known for his tough, enigmatic persona, often playing the role of an untouchable figure who operated in the shadows. He had an aura of invincibility, bolstered by his violent lyrics and the fear he instilled in his enemies. Given his involvement in numerous high-profile murders, including the killing of rival gang members, it was entirely plausible that Lil Jeff had planned his death as part of a larger strategy to maintain his myth. Whether or not he faked his death to continue his reign as an underground legend is up for debate, but it's clear that the legend of Lil Jeff continues to grow even after his death. The speculation over Lil Jeff's death and possible return also led to wider conversations about the culture of drill rap and the glorification of violence. While many fans embraced the idea of Lil Jeff's resurrection, Others expressed concern over the ongoing trend of drill rappers glorifying their involvement in gang violence. The release of posthumous videos and songs, while feeding into the myth of invincibility, also reinforced the brutal realities of street life in Chicago and other urban areas. Fans questioned whether Lil Jeff's legacy would be one of music and talent, or whether it would forever be tainted by the bloodshed that followed him. Moreover, the release of these videos led some to think about the industry itself. The fact that so much material continued to emerge after Lil Jeff's death raised questions about the ethics of posthumous releases in the music industry. In the case of Lil Jeff, who had so often blurred the line between his artistic persona and real-life violence, the release of these videos may have been a double-edged sword. While it kept his name alive and further entrenched his place in rap history, it also reignited the controversy surrounding his violent past. As time passed and more videos emerged, the legend of Lil Jeff seemed to grow, becoming more myth than man. His music continued to echo in the streets, with new generations of fans discovering his work and the mystery of his death becoming part of the allure. Whether or not Lil Jeff truly faked his death remains unclear, but what is evident is that his story is far from over. The streets, the fans, and the rumors continue to churn, feeding the ever-growing legend of Lil Jeff, a figure whose shadow will loom over the drill rap scene for years to come. Lil Jeff, whose real name was Jeffrey Harris, was a polarizing figure in the world of drill rap, particularly in Chicago. His rise to fame was anything but conventional, as his image was heavily influenced by his affiliation with the Bloodhound Street Gang and his association with a violent lifestyle. While his music resonated with many due to its raw energy, catchy beats, and brutal honesty, it was also a reflection of the dangerous world he inhabited, a world where violence, retaliation, and street credibility often took precedence over anything else. Despite the controversy surrounding his personal life, Lil Jeff's music captured the attention of both fans and critics alike, and his legacy continues to evolve, particularly since his untimely death in 2024. Since his passing, Lil Jeff's music has experienced an unexpected surge in popularity, as fans and newcomers alike have discovered his catalog. This posthumous success has been nothing short of remarkable. His monthly Spotify listeners have surpassed 500K, a striking increase that has been largely attributed to the release of 2 posthumous albums since his death. These albums not only highlight Lil Jeff's musical talent but also solidify his place in drill rap history, further cementing his legacy despite the violence and controversy that often overshadowed his career. The first posthumous album, Stepping in Blood, was released on June 26, 2024, just months after Lil Jeff's death. The album includes several standout tracks that continue to resonate with fans. One of the most popular songs, Should've Saw It, became an instant hit, and the album's remix of Should've Saw It featuring Chicago drill legend G Herbo added another layer of hype. The album's dark, gritty tone was a fitting tribute to Lil Jeff's style, blending street narratives with his unique flow. The album's reception was overwhelmingly positive, not just from fans but also from critics, with British YouTuber and drill culture enthusiast Trap Lur Ross praising it as one of the greatest Chicago drill albums ever released. This glowing review from a prominent figure in the drill scene highlighted just how significant Stepping in Blood had become, offering a glimpse into the sheer impact Lil Jeff had on the genre, even after his death. The success of Stepping in Blood set the stage for his second posthumous release, Bloody Brutus, which dropped on January 1, 2025. This album, like its predecessor, maintained Lil Jeff's presence in the drill rap community and allowed fans to continue exploring his music and artistry. Bloody Brutus featured collaborations with several high-profile artists, some of whom had long admired Lil Jeff's work while he was alive. The album also showcased his versatility as a rapper, combining hard-hitting drill beats with more introspective and emotional tracks. It became clear that Lil Jeff's artistry transcended the street violence that defined much of his career, and his music began to take on a more complex, nuanced tone. Through these albums, Lil Jeff was able to solidify his place in the canon of Chicago drill music and drill rap in general, ensuring that his name would continue to be relevant in the music scene for years to come. Despite the critical and commercial success of his posthumous albums, there is still an undeniable tension between Lil Jeff's musical talent and his controversial past. Much of his music and his public persona was tied to violence, criminal activity, and the gang lifestyle he lived. Lil Jeff's lyrics often glorified his street life, recounting violent altercations and his personal experiences with crime. These themes were not only central to his music but also to the brand he built. His reputation as a dangerous figure, whose involvement in violent acts and retaliation made him a feared presence in Chicago, was inextricably linked to his rise to fame. While his albums posthumously have given fans a chance to appreciate his artistic capabilities, they have also made it impossible to ignore the darkness that underpinned his legacy. This duality has been amplified by the resurgence of several viral videos since his death. Some of these videos provide a chilling glimpse into the dangerous world Lil Jeff inhabited. One video, for example, shows him confronting a passerby in a vehicle, flashing a gun and taunting the person. This footage, like much of Lil Jeff's music, speaks to his unapologetic persona and fearlessness in the face of danger. It's an image that fans of drill rap have come to associate with the genre, one that's often romanticized, despite the tragic consequences it can have in real life. Another viral clip features Lil Jeff discussing a time when a friend intervened to stop him from killing an enemy during a violent altercation at a mall. The casual way in which he talks about his past violence is both unsettling and a testament to how deeply embedded this lifestyle was in his persona. These videos continue to circulate online, adding to the myth of Lil Jeff and perpetuating the narrative that he was a figure trapped in a world of violence that he could not escape, even if he wanted to. Yet, despite these resurfacing videos and the continued glorification of his street credibility, there's concrete evidence that Lil Jeff is indeed gone. One of the most powerful pieces of proof came in the form of a photo shared by his girlfriend, who posted an image of herself holding his hand at his funeral. The raw emotion in the photograph confirmed what many had feared. Lil Jeff had indeed been killed in a gunfight, and his death was not a hoax or a publicity stunt. The image struck a chord with many of his fans, who had held on to the hope that he was still alive, especially given the viral videos circulating on social media. However, the photo served as a sobering reminder of the reality of Lil Jeff's life, a life that was ultimately claimed by the violence he had long been a part of. In the wake of his death, Lil Jeff's legacy has continued to evolve. His music remains a reflection of the dangerous world he came from, but his posthumous success has allowed fans to see a different side of him, a side that was dedicated to his craft and his art. His albums, both Stepping in Blood and Bloody Brutus, have provided an opportunity to remember him not only as a gang-affiliated figure but also as a talented rapper with an undeniable presence in the drill scene. Despite his violent past, these albums have allowed his artistry to take center stage, giving fans the chance to appreciate his work on a deeper level. At the same time, however, Lil Jeff's legacy is far from being without controversy. The gang violence and criminal activity that surrounded him cannot be separated from his music, and as much as his albums have elevated his status as a rapper, they've also illuminated the harsh realities of life in Chicago's violent streets. His music was a product of his environment, and his death, like that of many others caught in the cycle of gang violence, has left a lasting scar on the community. As his posthumous career continues to unfold, Lil Jeff's legacy will undoubtedly remain a topic of discussion for years to come. His music will continue to inspire fans, but it will also serve as a reminder of the dangers of glorifying street life. His death, which has become part of the mythos surrounding his name, serves as a tragic reminder of the cycle of violence that pervades the streets of Chicago. The question of whether Lil Jeff's death was part of a larger narrative, a strategy to keep his enemies on edge or to cement his status as a legend, will continue to haunt the drill rap community, but one thing is clear: his legacy will live on, both as a talented rapper and as a controversial figure in the world of drill music. Lil Jeff's tattoos were unmistakably visible in a picture shared by his girlfriend on her social media, under the handle Pony365. This post gained attention not only for the image but also for the reports that emerged of a violent altercation between Lil Jeff's girlfriend and his side chick. According to sources, Q50 had to intervene to break up the fight before it escalated further. Following the incident, Lil Jeff's girlfriend posted a heartfelt tribute to him, confirming his death. The tribute was accompanied by a video showcasing a softer side of the rapper that many weren't familiar with. In the video, Lil Jeff and his girlfriend are seen playfully dancing together, ending with them forming a heart shape with their hands. She captioned the post, "You be so mad that I let the world know you really were a sweetheart. You did whatever for me. I never understood how all was so scared of him. He was my BFF, my escape, my whole world." Lil Jeff's journey from being a rising star in Chicago's drill rap scene to becoming a controversial and deeply polarizing figure was as swift as it was brutal. His success, marked by his unflinching depiction of street violence in his lyrics and persona, was built on a reputation that was both feared and admired. As his fame grew, so did his association with the violent lifestyle that often characterized drill music and the gangs from which it emerged. Yet, Lil Jeff's story is not one of mere brutality. It is one of contradictions, where a man known for his cold, ruthless image was, in many ways, much more complex than the public persona he projected. In a surprising moment captured in a video from the Pony365 TikTok account, Lil Jeff is seen reading a storybook to his girlfriend, a side of him that left many fans stunned. This display of vulnerability and affection was a stark contrast to the violent, gangster image that Lil Jeff had cultivated. It was a side of him that only his close circle, including his girlfriend, might have been familiar with, while the public only saw the feared drill rapper, a symbol of violence and aggression. The juxtaposition of these two sides of Lil Jeff, one gentle and loving, the other cold and violent, sparked widespread discussion among his fans. Many of them were left questioning the true nature of the man behind the music. Could he really be both the fierce, ruthless figure that his lyrics and videos portrayed and the tender, affectionate partner shown in the viral TikTok? This contrast between Lil Jeff's private life and his public persona reveals just how multifaceted he was. It also underscores the complexity of the world in which he lived, where violence was not only a way of life but also an art form, one that he had mastered in his music. The tender moments caught on camera were a reminder that even those who are hardened by the streets often have sides to them that the public never sees. While these softer moments offered a glimpse of the real Lil Jeff, they were far overshadowed by the violence that permeated much of his life. His rise to notoriety in the drill rap scene was intrinsically tied to an infamous event that put him at the center of a public tragedy and cemented his reputation as a violent figure. On January 26, 2024, two teenage boys, 16-year-old Robert Boston, known as Lil Rob, and 17-year-old Monterio Williams, Monty, were tragically shot and killed outside Innovations High School in downtown Chicago. The boys were leaving the school during lunch when a group of armed men in a blue Infiniti car pulled up and opened fire on them. The brutal execution-style shooting left the boys in critical condition, and despite being rushed to the hospital, they later died from their injuries. The shooting itself was caught on camera, and videos quickly circulated online. One of the videos showed the gunman opening fire at the unsuspecting teenagers, while another video captured the aftermath, with the bodies of Lil Rob and Monty lying motionless on the ground. These disturbing visuals not only shocked the local community but also drew national attention to the rising violence in Chicago's streets, particularly in the drill rap scene. The incident quickly became a flashpoint in the ongoing violence that plagued the city, with the public demanding justice for the two young lives lost in such a senseless manner. The incident gained even more notoriety when an anonymous tip named Lil Jeff as one of the shooters responsible for the killings. The tip was later confirmed when an Instagram video emerged, which appeared to show Lil Jeff in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. In the video, he sits in the passenger seat of a getaway car, his face partially obscured by a mask. As the camera pans in on him, he pulls down the mask, revealing his face as he raps lyrics that directly reference the shooting that had just taken place. The video was uploaded just 15 minutes after the incident occurred, further fueling suspicions about his involvement. It was clear that Lil Jeff was not only connected to the event but was also, in some way, taking pride in it, using his platform to boast about his actions through his music. The video was a chilling confirmation of what many had suspected. Lil Jeff was deeply involved in the world of street violence, and his public persona was a direct reflection of that. The fact that he would post a video so soon after the incident, openly acknowledging his involvement, spoke volumes about his arrogance and the disconnect between his music and reality. For Lil Jeff, the streets were not just the backdrop for his music, they were his life. And in the drill rap world, violence was a commodity, a way to solidify one's reputation and gain respect. 24. Lil Jeff and his associate Q50 allegedly shot Glenn 15 times, though Glenn survived. In a subsequent attack, Lil Jeff attempted to kill Glenn again, but the attack backfired. On June 8, 2024, surveillance footage captured the chaotic scene in which Lil Jeff chased Glenn, firing at him, only to be shot multiple times himself. He was later carried to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries, having been shot 19 times. The gunfight, which was captured in multiple viral videos, shocked the community. Over 50 shell casings were found at the scene, underscoring the scale of the violence. Following his death, rumors circulated that Trap City member Robert Coleman, also known as Trap City Rob, was the one who killed Lil Jeff. These rumors were fueled by an old video showing Rob at the house where Lil Jeff was shot. In an interview, Rob neither confirmed nor denied his involvement but hinted at having defended his home from what he described as 6 ops who invaded it. Days after Lil Jeff's death, Trap City members posted a video mocking the murder, recreating the scene of Lil Jeff's attack. The video depicted one of the members imitating Jeff's movements as he chased after his attackers before falling to the ground in a reenactment of the fatal shooting. This celebration of Lil Jeff's death angered his family, particularly his father, who posted a warning on Facebook. He declared that the feud was far from over and that Lil Jeff had come after them, but the outcome was inevitable. Since then, the violence has continued, with more deaths on both sides, yet no one has been arrested for Lil Jeff's murder. Though Trap City Rob was initially charged with the killing, the case was later dropped due to a lack of evidence. As the war between Drill City and Trap City rages on, the streets of Chicago remain a battleground, with the cycle of violence seemingly endless.